Okay, this is how to throw a large bowl. So first off, I have close to 5 pounds of clay here. This is gonna definitely be larger than 8 inches, but figured I should show you a big one. So I'm gonna center this clay. I really wanna make sure to keep my wrist straight because it's gonna kind of hurt to, it's gonna take some force. I'm really leaning forward with my body weight here. I've got my elbow kind of pinned into my leg here and I'm pushing forward, trying to keep my wrists straight so they don't hurt. I also don't need to have this be super tall because obviously this bowl is gonna be very wide. So I'm kind of pressing out the clay. And then obviously I'll have less to center on the side as well. So I'm kind of making the clay nice and wide. And I'm holding it on the side here and pushing that clay forward to get it centered. Okay, once I've got it centered, I'm gonna go ahead and drill. And I'm gonna use my thumbs here, and I'm really gonna press down. We're obviously gonna put a foot on this, so I'm leaving quite a bit of clay down there. That will also help to make sure it doesn't warp if I have plenty down there. If the bottom's really thin, this bowl will likely warp. When you start to open, you tend to get like a second lip there, so I'm gonna kind of press that back down because I don't wanna deal with it. I'm gonna go back to opening because obviously this is gonna be a very large bowl. Takes you a couple tries on opening when you're making something this big. Using some water to help out. Pulling this clay towards my body. Okay, so I've got it opened. Now I'm gonna kind of smooth this out. Get rid of some of those ridges because this is easier to do when the walls are not up so I don't break my bowl. I can go ahead and use my metal rib now too if I want, just to make sure that everything's nice and smooth. Again, this is much easier to do now before I raise my walls. Okay, so I've got the inside smooth. Now I'm gonna raise all this clay up. So I'm gonna use really all my fingers here because there's a lot of clay touching my thumb to the outside. My fingers have the sponge so I don't dig in and cut it with my nails. But I'm really pressing hard, trapping the clay between my two hands here. And I'm gonna move it up. I can always move it out later, so I'm moving out some, but I am not doing it too drastic because I don't want this thing to pancake and have to start over. It's too much clay to waste there. So that was one raise. Let me get one more. Again, all the weight's down here, so I'm really gonna target my pressure down there. And then I'm just gonna feel the thickness of the clay between my two hands as I move up. Okay, so I've got it raised. Now I'm gonna shape it. Again, I'm gonna address the inside first because that is easier to do when the walls are not super wide. So I'm just kind of pressing straight down on the clay, making sure to get that corner. I kind of have some fingerprints that were left from when I was raising. Get rid of that clay. I'm gonna take my metal rib, or you could use a rubber rib, to smooth out and scrape away any of that clay. And that's why it's always good to have lots of extra room down there when you drill. Made some lines with my rib there, so I'm gonna smooth those out. Okay, so I've got my inside nice and rounded here and concave. Now I'm gonna address the outside. So with my left sponge, I'm gonna kind of push the wall out. I'm gonna use my metal rib to help maintain the curve and also strengthen the clay so it doesn't collapse on me. I'm making kind of a serving bowl, so it's not super wide, it's kind of tall too. Kind of like a mixing bowl. Okay, so I think I've got it just about as wide as I want. I am going to trim the lip and then fix that divot that's right there. I probably should go to this side here so you can see more. Change the angle for you guys a little bit. Okay. This could also be like a good salad bowl. Okay, got it all the way wide. Now I'm gonna trim this lip and then call it good. Got all that clay trimmed off. Just gonna smooth my rim out. And I do not want to go fast doing this. If I go too fast, the centrifugal force is gonna pancake this bowl. And bye-bye all that clay. So nice and slow, I'm just smoothing this rim out. Smooth out the inside. I might take my rib down there one more time. There's a little bump that's bothering me. There's my bowl.